I've been working on my new Super Cattails game and things are going great. In-game enemies are among the things I'm planning to improve, as I would like them to serve a bigger purpose than just moving back and forth. So check out this video to find out how enemies are designed and see some of the new enemies I'll be adding to my next Super Cattails game. Super Cattails was originally designed in a way that the player wasn't supposed to attack enemies but just avoid them. In fact, there is no way to directly attack enemies in Super Cattails 1. Back then I really liked this idea, as I thought that enemies were simply minding their own business, living in their own environment, so there was no point in harming them. On top of that, the game was cute and charming, so I thought it was perfectly fine to go with this pacifist sort of design. Even the boss battles were designed in a way the player had to simply avoid the enemies or trick them into a trap, but never attack them directly. So the original Super Cattails was a rather pacifist sort of game where it wasn't possible to directly attack enemies, with the only exception of using helpers, which were added to the game right at the end of its development. Apart from this minor detail, there was no need to attack enemies, and this was how the game was designed. Enemies evolved a bit in Super Cattails 2, since the story revolved around the Teen Army, an army of evil robots led by Lord Iridium. The fact that the Teen soldiers were directly against the cats, even kidnapping them, made me think that it was just fair to allow the cats to fight back this time, and I did so by introducing an attack mechanic. This is why I added a few cats that were able to attack enemies by running into them, a bit like it's done in Wario games. This gave me a chance to rethink enemies and make them more aggressive, some of them having spikes that the player had to avoid, and many others doing their best to hit you. Having cats able to fight back was well received, so I thought this was a great addition to the Super Cattails series. On top of that, the cats able to attack enemies were all part of the Pause team, a special unit whose purpose is to protect Necoland, so them being able to attack enemies made perfect sense. Since the attack mechanic works so well, I'm gonna use it also in the next Super Cattails game, and extend it in a way that it's not only used to attack and defeat enemies, but also to serve other purposes. In the previous Super Cattails games, most enemies, apart for a few exceptions, were just moving on a linear path and not representing a particular harm. What I want for my new Super Cattails game is not just better enemy AI, but to see enemies more connected to the levels they're in. So let me introduce you a new enemy that I've designed for my new Super Cattails game. This is a sleeping rock that doesn't do any harm. You can even climb on top of it and use it to reach other locations. The cool thing is that if you attack this rock, it'll wake up and move to the next position available, even allowing the cat to reach other platforms. Another enemy I designed is this wind egg, able to blow a strong stream of air that will slow you down and even push you backwards. I think these are great examples of enemies serving a different purpose other than just attacking you or moving back and forth. Providing extra mechanics available to enemies is an extra layer of fun that makes the game way more interesting, and shows how enemies are also more connected to the levels they're in. I got this idea by recently playing Super Mario 3D World and seeing how in certain levels enemies are not just there to be defeated, but are instead very connected to the environment, like these bomb enemies here that are used to open new passages. I'm totally happy with this approach, and I think it'll work great for my new Super Cattails game. If you're interested in finding out more about my new Super Cattails game in development, please feel free to subscribe, or even better, join this channel and get access to special content exclusive to members. This includes special previews, special merch discounts, and even free promo codes. We also run a Discord server, so feel free to come over and join us. You'll find the invitation link to the Discord server in the description down below. This is all for today. Thanks so much for watching and see you guys soon.